Everybody okay with C?
Yeah, because coming off the injuries, you
Yeah,
don't know
see.
what these players are. You got
If
two cornerbacks that are
Dolphins
over knees.
injured, Bland, Diggs, and Butler. So
Carson,
Right.
Carson got injured. I think
Right.
I'm giving it
All
a
right.
C.
Here's safety. Marquise Bell, Malik Hooker, Israel McQuamu, Y.A. Thomas, Donovan Wilson.
double F.
That's a C.
I'm not
Double
giving them
F.
safeties no C. No way.
What would you give it, Fifth Man?
Whoa. Hold on. Let me say these names again. I think y'all tripping.
No, I'm not tripping.
Marquise Bell, Malik Hooker, Israel McQuamu, Y.A. Thomas, number 30 now. Remember, he wore number 30. I got to say, he changed his number to 2. Donovan Wilson and Donovan Wilson.
Now,
I'm
my
shocked that Wilson
tell me.
and Hooker are still on this team.
I want you to tell me what guys are playmakers out of that safety group.
They're not playmakers back there.
Malik Hooker got a couple interceptions.
Stop, bro.
No, Malik Hooker's not that. Man, no.
Corner.
Malik Hooker
He
gets burned all the time.
Corner. That man ain't never in position.
There's a strong possibility that Hooker don't even make it.
Y.A. Thomas is a strong safety. Y'all don't like that?
Had more playing time, he'd be a starter.
Y.A. Thomas?
If he had more playing time, he'd be a starter.
Well, he
My
was
bad.
on his way to playing time, but he got hurt.
He got hurt. But
He
besides
should be a starter.
Donovan
So what is
Wilson,
this? A C minus then? Y'all saying C
Nah,
minus?
I give it D. I give it D minus.
I get it with D.
I'm giving it 3 Fs.
Oh, shit. I think it's D. I
Good,
think it's
man.
D. An F.
Thank
I think it's D.
Y'all giving the safety group an F? Everybody is?
No.
I give
Good
it D
throw.
minus.
I said a
D.
C.
The Saints cooked that safety. The Ravens threw all over.
Hold
the
on.
Saints.
We're trying to get grades here. I'm going to have to do the average because we're so far apart. Fifth quarter, what's your grade for safeties?
A C.
Okay. Uncensored.
3 Fs.
Okay, 1 F. All right, Eshawn.
D. D.
Champs.
D minus.
Cool Cowboy.
D plus.
Not so far apart, bro.
Savage.
C.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give this a C plus. Okay, here we go. Damn, that's a horrible fucking average. It's a D minus.
Bad average.
Good.
Okay, here we
Close to my
go.
F.
Moving on. Linebackers. Y'all ready to go linebacker?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Damone Clark, Darius Harris. That's a tongue twister. Buddy Johnson, Marist Luafau, Brock Moggensen, Kenneth Murray, and DeMarvion Overshown.
And Micah Parsons.
Yeah, and Micah. But Micah
Parsons.
And the big
Micah
kid
Wilson
from
doesn't do
Chicago, Sanborn.
I said that was for corner. I did that for corner.
I know. I know.
Wait, what about Nick
the
Sanborn?
website has them as?
And who's the big kid from Chicago? Sanborn from Wisconsin.
Yeah, Nick Sanborn.
Yeah, Nick's, yeah. DallasCowboy.com has them as a defensive end.
He's listed as at the end.
They're fucking-
We'll
What?
just count it at the end because
Micah
just
Wilson
because the
at the end.
website.
Quick question before I give my grade. Savage, do Notre Dame got any OTs coming out this year? Offensive linemen?
No, a lot of their kids stayed in school and transferred to other colleges.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But they got a good center who last year transferred to NC State, who played guard and center, and he's like my 5th ranked guard plus slash center. He walked into NC State and he started. Yeah, but offensive tackle, a lot. I guess they transferred and got a big bag of money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But corner, for me, corner, this a D.
That's a D for me, too.
D.
Linebackers a D?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not good.
I'm going to say D too because I know we got a couple of bigger linebackers, but we've yet to see them play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
say
I
D.
feel like it's a to be determined, but as for right now, just based off of last year, I'll say D. If
And you
Parsons
can't
was
even
in it,
count
it
on-
would go to an A.
You can't even count on
Oh.
Overshown coming back because his knee got shredded. He might not even play.
Yeah,
next year.
exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
I give it a B minus
A B?
I'm with champs. I'm with champs. Yes.
because hold up. The reason why because the trades that they got, that's
Yeah,
Uber
Murray.
first people.
Yes.
And
Jack
Louis
Stanford,
Fowl,
yeah.
you better watch out for that kid too.
Yes.
But as of right now, I'll give them a B minus.
I'm a B minus for the linebackers. I think this is more of a strength on the defense side of the ball.
A D.
I can't go B minus right now, man.
I'm going D.
Honestly,
I like Overshawn, man, but
Hold on, go ahead, Cool Cowboy.
I'll go ahead, man.
the most I would go is C minus. Honestly,
So we got about a C plus average then for linebackers.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Defensive ends.
Oh shit.
All
F.
right, we don't even know who this dude is. You ready? Ernest Brown the fourth,
Shit.
Dante Fowler, Marshawn Nealon, Micah Parsons, Peyton Turner, who we just picked up for free agency. I don't even know how to say this dude's name, but he wears 53. Luigi Vallon, Tyra Sweet, Sam Williams.
F.
No.
F.
You're giving the
Hey,
yeah.
uncensored.
I'm trying to process the names right quick.
Yeah.
While he processing those names, let me tell you why. Michael Parsons, too small. Don't show up in the playoff. Dante Fowler, not an every down type of defensive end. Everybody else, don't know him. So F.
I'm gonna do a B minus C plus area.
I think it's
Oh,
C.
what?
Thank you.
I think it's
Thank
C+.
you.
On the I'm finna end this like on the defensive ends.
On the
Yes.
defensive ends.
Dang.
I think that's too harsh, Biff. Honestly,
An F is a bit of thing.
like an F is a bit aggressive.
A B minus.
You got Michael
No,
Parsons on the.
You know
on
what?
the
It's all opinionated. In my opinion, I give it a B minus.
Playoff game where Michael Parsons recorded a sack. Michael Parsons has won multiple games with zero. He has cleared zero across the board.
No, I
in
agree.
Games.
I agree.
Games.
I'm
In the
just
playoffs, he
processing all the
disappeared.
talent. Man.
No,
All
I
right,
agree.
you know what? My grade is C plus.
No. What? Yeah, I'm gonna change mine to a C.
Dante Fowler is not effective when you need him. Everybody else, I don't know who they. Sam Williams, the mistake king. These other people don't know him. We ain't got no.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I think
All
it's
right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do defensive tackles, and then let's put our starting four, and then we'll do our backups. Then we'll grade it as a whole.
All
Let's
right,
do that.
So D line as a whole.
Defensive tackles. Here we go. Hold on. Defensive tackles. Denzel Daxton, Oso Digizua, Justin Rogers. We're big on Justin Rogers. Mozzie Smith, Solomon Thomas. Those are your defensive tackles. What do you give defensive tackles?
That is an F.
That's an F. That's bad.
That's an F, man.
That
F
is-
minus.
Whoa.
that is-
Whoa. Let me say the names
It's
again.
only because of Osa that you're talking.
No. I wouldn't even.
You know it.
I'm looking at a vet like Solomon Thomas. I'm looking at Justin Rogers, who we just brought back from cutting last year, who showed actual promise. I don't even know how he got cut. And then those are the two guys, Solomon Thomas and Justin Rogers. Don't move the needle for any of y'all.
What do they do?
Solomon Thomas, he's a vet.
What does that mean? He played long. What does that mean?
Mozzie Smith is a
he
vet.
sucked
too.
with
That
San
don't mean nothing.
Fran and he sucked with the Jets.
JTG was with WWE over 10 years and did nothing.
That's an F for me, man.
So y'all go with F. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what was the defensive end grade? Y'all are C minus.
I give it a C.
I give
C,
it a
C.
Give it a C.
Okay, C. So what's the consensus of the group?
A D.
A D.
Defensive line as a whole.
Thank you, JT.
No. As the defensive end.
I said B minus C plus. That was my
Defense
Okay.
is a C.
I gotta understand this. What about this these DN make you give a B minus?
I'm looking at the pass rushing group as a whole compared
Yes.
to the NFL. Most teams only have one pass rusher, period. And you got decent pass rushers across the board. They're not lighting it up. Parsons is a decent pass rusher.
One guy. Who else?
And then Sam Williams is capable.
No. I'm not talking about capability. What has he done for me to grade him that?
Fowler had 10 sacks last year.
I'm just saying, like, I think that it's a B minus. I didn't say A plus.
Yeah,
B
it's
minus,
definitely a B minus.
definitely B minus is above average
It's above average.
Yes.
defensive end group. That's okay.
We're looking at it right now. We're not looking at the playoffs. We're looking at it right now.
I think
Yeah, we-
C plus.
The personnel. You got 2 players with double-digit sacks last year in the defensive end position.
This man is the king of saying stats is for losers. Now he want to talk about what did
They
they do?
all losers.
What
If
did
that's the case, they all losers. In order to
But
grade the
we're-
position, though, that's what we got to
Yes,
go off
that's
of.
what we're doing. We're grading the position.
We're getting the
You don't-
positions.
That's why I said leave feelings aside and let's
This
talk
is
about the
not
facts.
Train the position based off what they do on the field. We can't just grade it by the title. We got to grade it by their production too.
That's what you got 2 double-digit sacks.
You got 22 sacks out of 2 guys.
Okay,
I'm
so
not sold on Fowler though.
We need,
I
okay.
think Fowler fits better in a Dan Quinn
And
style
that
defense.
might be the case, but I'm going
not
off
gonna go
of.
for-
All right,
what
hold
we-
on. We're getting off course. Okay.
Say this, when Parsons record 20 sacks and do nothing in the playoff, I don't want to hear that from none of y'all. Don't say nothing about it.
Well, he's still a loser.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear you talk about double-digit sacks. What does that mean? That's like talking about Dak threw for this numbers and got to the playoff and stunk it. You know, go ahead, corner. Go
We
ahead.
just gave the quarterback room a B.
Go ahead.
Yo, fifth. If we go off of that, then every position group is an F.
Right. We just gave the quarterback room a B. We just did that. It's right here written down. So
And Dak ain't showed up in any playoff game.
right. So that's what we're doing here. We're actually constructing this to I can make my point. All right. Now, defensive end. What is the damn grade? Fifth.
I got a defensive end group of D.
Okay. D. Uncensored.
B minus.
Okay. Eshawn.
C, man.
Champs.
C.
Cool.
C plus.
Savage.
C plus.
Okay. I'm going to give it a B plus. All right. I'm with uncensored here. So average, we're at about a B minus for the defensive ends. So now let's go to the starting 4. Left end. Who's left end?
I don't know.
Micah Parsons. I'll help you out. It's super easy. Micah
left-
Parsons.
He's a left end. Okay.
I was
Yeah,
right.
that's basically where he plays. That's basically where he plays.
Yeah.
I thought he was right side.
Are you looking
No,
at the
I
right
think-
side
I
of
think
the
he's right.
offense or the right?
No, he left hand. Yeah, he left hand.
He's a left. He's a left. He's a left.
He's a left end. Okay. Mozzie Smith, is that your starter or are you going to go Justin Rogers? What are you doing?
They're
They
going
go-
to stick.
Man,
With,
yeah,
they're
right.
going to stick with Mozzie. Another
They're gonna
year.
make Mozzie the star, so just put him there.
Okay. And you got Osa there. And now who's your right end? Nealon or Sam Williams?
It's be needed.
It's gonna be Leland.
Nealon, probably Nealon.
I think it's
Okay.
going to be Sam.
Sam coming back. It might be Sam.
It might be.
This
But
is Sam's last chance.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
you-
So that brings me to the backups. So Nealon's going to back up Sam. Who's going to back up Osa? Solomon Thomas?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Who's going to back up Mozzie? Justin Rogers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Dante Fowler's going to back up Micah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We might have to go Micah, Mozzie, Osa, Fowler.
I could see that happening depending
I
on
can
how
see
I
that
could see that happening.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
I can see. Now that I said that, I could actually see that because you got to put your best 4 out there, right? Okay. So having Micah, Mozzie, Osa, Fowler, what's your grade for the starting 4?
a D.
The D.
I think a D. I
That
think a D.
the defensive tackles bring everything down.
Oh, all of those guys are small.
Yeah. No, I think a D. I think a D.
And everybody gonna run right up the middle.
Oh
It's a
man.
D.
Yeah, I agree. That's a D plus.
Close to an F.
yeah,
That
Whoa,
defensive
are we
tackle-
just looking at it as the running game? Are we looking at it as the passing game? Or are we actually looking at it as overall?
The defensive
Overall.
linemen bring
Overall.
down that group so far, bro.
Exactly, JB. That's a fact.
Oh yeah.
That starting lineup you just named, brother. Whew.
That's gonna be bad, man.
All right.
Yeah,
now
that's
we have a
rough.
starting lineup. Now let's look at our backups, okay? Our backups looks like it's going to be Justin Rogers, Solomon Thomas, Sam Williams, and Marshawn Nealon.
Hmm.
So now you put the 8 together, what do you get?
It's still a D.
That's still a D.
That's still a D. That's still
A
a
D
D plus.
minus.
Oh, what?
A
D
D minus.
minus.
You thought he said B minus, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh no, I ain't gonna be. That's a D.
I thought so too at first.
With that
Almost a
8,
F.
Savage, what's yours? With that 8 together right there.
Like a D, just because the defensive tackles are so weak. Like I've said it before, you can have Micah on one end and Lawrence Taylor on the other end. I'm just going to run right up the middle. You know, that's and if
Okay.
there's a lot of big 0-1 techs this year. Second round. I love Alfred Collins from Texas, Deone Walker, Kentucky. Even though that our back issues surfaced with him.
Just a quick 20, 30 second. How big was the defensive tackle in the 90s?
How big were they?
Yeah, were they big guys?
There was
Fucking
some like
Charles Haley was big, wasn't he?
Horace Haley was huge.
Yeah, Haley would be. Tony Tober was big.
the only reason we were so great at defensive line is because we had 8 to 10 killers that just rotated. Our defensive ends was Charles Haley, Tony Tolbert, Jim Jeffcoat, Daniel Stubbs. Our defensive tackles were Russell Maryland, Tony Casillas, Leon Lett, Chad Hennings, Jimmy Jones. It was just like wave after wave. And out of those 9 guys, those 10 guys could have started on any single team.
Yeah.
And it was just a wave after wave came in and no.
I just want to know because our front looks so small. Go ahead, corner.
No. So we're gonna go back to the 8 roster. That's gonna be the 8 on the roster. Okay. Dante Fowler, Micah Parsons, Justin Rogers, Mozzie Smith, Oso Digizua, Solomon Thomas, Sam Williams, and Marshawn Nealon. What's the grade? 5th quarter.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Dante Fowler, Micah Parsons, Mozzie Smith, Oso Digizua, Solomon Thomas, Justin Rogers, Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealon. What's your grade?
You know what? I'll go to a C.
Okay. Uncensored.
I'm doing a D.
Eshawn.
I'm going a D plus.
Champs.
D minus.
Cool Cowboy.
D plus.
B plus?
No, D plus.
I was like, shit.
No,
My bad.
not that delusional.
Daddy Savage.
Let's see. C's fine.
See, I'm gonna give it a C plus. Okay, so damn, that's still like a fucking C minus as a starter there. Okay, now let's break it down for draft picks. We gave cornerback a C. Do you draft a corner?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, now you draft a corner. Now remember, we just try to change our offense now. So if you draft a corner, where are you going to draft it, and what does that do to your grade?
It's a day 3. I would go day 3 corner. I would also go day 3 safety, to be honest with you.
Day 3.
It's a deep safety draft. It's not a great corner draft. It's not. That I will.
Okay.
That's what I've been saying all along. It's not a deep corner class, but you can get a great corner day 3. Safety.
Only reason I'm saying that because Diggs' health.
Yeah.
He's obviously taking a step back. I don't know what's going on with that. We don't know both knees.
Yeah.
$225,000 AMG truck.
Don't be shocked. I'm telling you, don't be shocked. They go corner round 1.
Said last year, Savage, you can't pay 2 top corners, top dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm gonna say yes. You have to.
Okay. So you drafted corner, and we can all agree we got to draft a safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Linebacker. Do you have to draft a linebacker? We gave it a C plus now. We should have gave it a better grade, which I think it is, but do you draft a linebacker?
I think there's more pressing needs on this.
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just get a UDFA.
Overshown with them both knees, man.
That's what I'm afraid of, man. That's the biggest thing for me.
It was the same knee with Overshown. It was the same knee.
But when they went back, no. Their first year was a different knee.
Right.
I
Yeah.
thought
And
it
the
was the
second
same
year
knee.
was a different knee. Then they went back to clean up the other knee.
Back to
I
clean
think
up.
we can wait another year on linebackers. There's more pressing needs. Along
If
with,
Overshown can come back with everybody else, with you got Louis foul them, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I think it's more pressing needs. I agree.
Yeah, no, don't draft one.
Okay. Defensive end. Do you draft a D end?
yes,
No.
a big one. I
Just-
want one
yeah.
6.
Just-
I'm not
just one.
drafting one.
I'm not drafting one.
Spencer,
No, I'm not drafting the D end.
I'm
gonna-
not drafting defensive end.
Really?
But it's a strong position. It is a super strong position. That's like
Yeah,
going
I'll,
to the
I'll
store
draft
for-
one.
That's like going to the store for bologna and filet mignons on sale for 50 cents. You're gonna walk by it. You gotta. It's a strong edge and it's a strong D tackle class. And we happen to need both of those positions. And it's a strong running back class.
I'm focusing on defensive tackle and if I'm drafting.
I'm looking at Dante Fowler, Marshawn Nealon, Sam Williams, and Micah Parsons. I don't know if I'm going to draft one because
You just spent a second on one.
I don't know if I'm going to do it. I really don't. And then because I mean that's basically your starting four. I mean you're going to bet on who else is going to start over those guys?
Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out though. It's can you look at those starting four and say we can do what Philly did to Kansas City with our front? They did what they front.
Not with
You
our
need
front right
defensive.
now.
You
no.
need tackles. I
We
would
need
draft
tackles.
tackles over defensive end.
Yeah, no, we need.
We
time.
haven't seen a D line like that since the New York Giants played Tom Brady.
Okay, cool. But you got to know that's even if you can't get to it, it's still the standard. Right?
I think we got to address the tackles first, man.
We
I
have
agree
to.
with Eshan. That defensive tackle room is probably
That
there's
tackle-
one of the
atrocious.
worst in the NFL. One of the worst.
And keep in mind, you only got 10 draft picks, and we're already at seven draft picks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think tackle.
Yeah, you know what?
Two
Maybe we should pass.
tackles, and one defensive end.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I would be happy with that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the end needs to be a late pick.
No. Needs to be early.
Who is that? Who is that?
So
Desmond Watt. I don't know.
So we got 3 picks remaining, and we're not going to address defensive end. And the last group remaining is defensive tackle. So are you throwing? And I already have right here running backs. We double dip for running back. We draft a wide receiver. We draft a tight end. We draft an offensive lineman. We draft a corner. We draft a safety. We're okay at linebacker. We're not drafting defensive end. So we got 3 picks. You're going to throw 1 at defensive end and throw 2 at D tackle.
I could live with that.
I'd be
I
okay
can
with
live
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a good DT draft?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes it is.
It's a great defensive tackle draft, great defensive end draft.
Okay.
Then yeah, we should.
You got to load up, in my opinion.
No, yeah, we got to.
Also running back, man. I want a speedster, and then I want a 6'2", 240-pound bruiser.
Bruiser, yeah.
They're there, but
If they're there, then we should get them. That's for the running backs. Yeah.
Hunter said based off Shoddy and them guys, they want to get one running back that's a 3-down type of guy.
that's super rare. Yeah, and I want to bang. You can say you want, but very rarely in today's world, besides Philadelphia and the Baltimore Ravens, who really had a 3-down
Yeah.
back?
Right.
Nobody.
Right. No. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a running back by position type of league, And if they say that, if Schottenheimer said that, they're probably going to look to draft a big running back round 2 or 3.
Okay.
They're going to
Okay. So the final consensus here is our offense is a C, solid C from the average that we just gave. And our defense is, well, guess what it is? A solid C.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So if we can get this draft to where it needs to be, I just don't know how much the later rounds and all those sevens. Where do you spend those sevens at? because you got
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This might be unpopular, but I want Shiloh.
Yeah, he might.
you
He
got
probably
3
there.
7s.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
I want
He'll
Shiloh.
be there.
A lot of y'all. I do.
He'll
Hey,
be
I
there.
do
I'll be
too.
right back.
Where he's
Put
going-
me in the
where
back,
he's
Brad. I'll be
going
right
in
back.
the
My
draft?
my stomach hurt. I'll be in the back.
All right,
Where he's going in the draft?
I'm
I'd
still
be okay
listening
if
though.
you take him.
But put me in the back.
I got you.
Where's
They
Shiloh
they
supposed to be?
day 3.
Oh, you
Yeah,
put
they
you
think
put you put Savage in the back.
Put the
late
wrong.
5th to 6th.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Shiloh's supposed to be a day 3. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yo, he ran what 4.6 today?
4
Yeah.
5.
Yeah,
4.58.
Oh, okay.
he's overaged, undersized, off the field issues. I like the way he plays the run. I truly do. I think he can get exposed.
Yeah, he's
to
a
pass
thumper in the
coverage.
box.
He
He's
said
a
a
20 he's a
49
20
defensive lineman.
That
There's
is big as hell, bro.
Nah, he's actually 461, that defensive lineman.
Oh
God.
my
The
god.
bad part about that, though, is after the season, he put on like 40 pounds. The kid, Desmond Watson. So
Oh
that's
no.
bad.
He needs to be a sumo wrestler.
461 pounds. I don't even, how does a kid like that even pass a physical?
They don't
Jesus.
even make jerseys in the NFL for that.
You know?
Mm-mm.
Well,
He could be a wrestler.
Dude,
That's
that is-
ridiculous.
no, if you want to
That is
stop the
ridiculous.
tush push, throw a
Vinny
7
Mac,
at him.
if Vinny Mac was still running WWE, he would love him. You know he like big guys.
He likes some,
What is-
he's on some Jabba the Hutt shit.
I've been
It's
saying
Yeah.
all along.
We got him head on out.
Who's that big ass dude
Right,
that wore
right.
all black?
I've been saying
Right.
all
Black-
along.
black
Cowboys
lipstick.
are going to draft Shiloh in round 7. I'll bet money on it.
Hmm.
And they're going to give him his dad's 21.
Like he'll
He's
be there
gonna-
round. He probably go round 5.
You think he'll be there round 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. He definitely will. He's 25 years old. Like, who's gonna draft a 25-year-old in a
25
early
years
round?
old, undersized, off the field issues.
Yeah.
I just think when you had a 7th round pick, they long shots anyway. You might as well go give it
Yeah.
a shot.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
he's throwing a
And-
dart.
and
At
it-
he's throwing a dart.
And it fits Jerry Jones because he's got a sander that he can promote.
I still
and
think
get
it,
Bingo.
coverage.
I think it
Bingo.
brings energy to the team though, man. I like his aggressive play, man. I like him, man.
But do we want him and Parsons in the same fucking locker room?
Man, if they win it, I
That's
don't,
yeah.
That's
if
the
they
problem that they don't win. Shiloh ain't never won nothing.
man, watch him. Nate Dogg, what up, man?
Watch my what?
What's good, y'all?
I ranked
What's
30
good, Nate Dogg?
safeties.
What's
I
good,
ranked-
what's good?
look, Nate Dogg, I ranked
Yeah.
30 safeties, and I don't have Shiloh in my top 30 safeties.
That's kind of racist though.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
This dude thinks everything is racist.
Regis and Shiloh isn't even one of them, bro.
Hey,
No,
Savage,
that's
I got
how deep the safety class is.
Savage, I got a question for you. I don't think
Shoot.
you was here when we originally brought it up. Where do you see Sanders going in the first round?
The quarterback?
Because you called him slipping a couple like a month ago
Yeah,
before everybody
Shador.
else even started talking about it. Where you see him slipping to?
Shador.
All it takes is one team to fall in love with him. I think
Yeah.
he can go top 10, top 5. I don't think he can even go top 15. I don't know. I just don't know how many owners want to put up with that circus that
Yeah.
he brings with Prime and stuff like that. Listen, he has an NFL arm to me. I think he does. He's never had a good offensive line. He's always had a million sacks. He could run the ball. It's just the only thing that scares me with him is he has a narrow build. And now, like, you put him on a Cleveland Browns. Are they helping him? No, he's gonna be running for his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? If you put him on a good team, I think anywhere from 1 to 15. But honestly, I think if he's on the board at 12, I think Dallas would draft him. 100%. I think the Cowboys would draft him.
Who, Shador?
Yeah, 100% they would.
It would be
Everybody
a
gonna turn
dumb
on-
move
everybody
though, because
instantly turn on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
in my
by
opinion,
round 2, they'd be stabbing him in the back.
Yeah.
no, in my opinion, this is not the year to take a quarterback, bro. This quarterback class is straight up trash. There's a reason why we traded for a quarterback and then not pick one in the draft. This quarterback draft is trash. So I would stay away and just either next year, yeah, probably next year. Honestly, you if you're being serious about moving on from Dak, that's when you draft your quarterback.
No, I
That's,
agree.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I agree.
2026 is a much better QB.
I would be really mad if they drafted Shador because like I don't think he's gonna be that good. Honestly, I don't know.
Nate Dogg, what you think of Joe Milton?
I like the move. I think it gives us a better option at backup quarterback, and maybe if we develop him, he could be good.
Holy shit, they do sound the same.
I told you they sound
Yeah.
alike.
No, they
Hey,
don't. I don't know.
that
what
was
you-
that was racist.
Yeah,
earlier.
that's racist, bro. That's racist.
Are you
sound
Arab
alike.
American?
No, they
too?
don't. No, they don't.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
No, they
Nate
don't.
Dogg,
Cole
what's
Cowboy's
your-
voice is a lot higher pitched.
Nate
Listen to
Dogg
them
was
again.
a little deeper.
Yeah, his voice
Yeah,
is deeper. That's what I'm saying.
Fighting your chance with Dion. I don't know, Calvin. Dion ain't coming here, man.
He's not coming here, man.
Dion probably just laughed at his face and left.
Yeah, you're right, for real. So, man, do y'all see? Serious question. Do y'all see Dak surviving this whole contract?
Surviving it? I mean,
I hope not.
Nah, I
No,
can't.
he's not. He's not gonna.
it depends on the way they play this quarterback thing out. This if they draft a quarterback next year, then probably not. But I mean,
Dak Prescott is gone in 2027. I'm calling it now.
I
Don't
can
mark it.
100%.
It's
I can
done.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I can
That is
see
the-
that.
That is the first year that they actually can save money by cutting him, and cutting him won't cost more money. It's 2027.
I don't think we're gonna get rid of him completely up until then.
And I think trading for Milton, that seals the door on drafting a quarterback. We're not going to draft a
Definitely.
quarterback this season.
This
Yeah,
year,
we're not.
I
No,
agree.
So,
this QB class is booty.
you was explaining to me earlier, Uncensored, what would happen if they so happen to get rid of him.
If they try to trade Dak before 2027, his salary cap hit goes all the way up to $148 million. Now they only spend 140 to pay every single offensive player on this team. That's third string wide receivers, that's the backup linemen, everybody. And cutting him or trading him would cost you more than the entire offense and special team players to get combined. You can't do it. They're stuck with him until 2027. If
You
they
would-
don't restructure. If they restructure, you can't get rid of them in 2027 because they're going to kick a lot of that money down the road.
Damn.
you,
Man.
you would cripple your team if you got rid of him. You wouldn't be able to do that.
And you got one player on offense.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it, man. The amount of money we owe him.
Trading
We're
him
stuck with him, man. We're stuck with him until 27.
27.
27, he'll be out of here. He'll be too old by then too. Anyways, he's
Yeah.
out.
We'll be stuck with him until then, man.
So-
That's the first decision they made of signing that dude last year, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they didn't sign him, we'd be in a much better spot right now.
Oh yeah.
That
But all the
It's all about
fans were
this. It's
happy.
all about this.
All
Yeah.
the fans were doing jumping jacks.
Yo, Cody.
Screaming for joy.
I told they sounded like you heard him corner.
No, they sound exactly alike.
Thank you.
No, they don't, man.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Nah, man.
Yo, that's racist.
Yeah, that's racist.
I'm minority. I can't be racist.
I'm also
Man.
minority.
Here you go.
I'm also a minority too. I can definitely be racist.
I think
But-
all of us here are minority.
What are you talking about?
You can be prejudiced. You can't be racist.
Nah, you can be racist.
Nah,
You're not a dominant race.
But you
No,
can't.
that's racism. You can still be racist.
You
Oh,
can
yo.
be racist.
You should never do that ancestry.com because if you're ever
I'm
like,
3% black.
Oh
No,
my God, you
what
got
Bruh,
it.
hell
you
no.
not,
Oh my
dude.
God.
what I'm trying to say is you should never do those DNA sites because if someone suspects you of a crime, all they got to do, the police, is go to that DNA site and they hand it over for free.
Oh, my DNA's been in the government, dog. I had to get all that screening done to be a prison guard, so they already got my shit.
No, I hear
Just
you.
for the record, uncensored black people can't be racist. Thank you.
Yes, you can.
Minorities can't be
By
racist.
definition, no, you can't.
No. The system of racism is different than being racist.
You can be
Anybody
prejudiced.
can be racist.
Anybody can be racist.
Anybody
You
can be
can't.
You
racist.
can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Mike, stop. No, stop playing, Mike. You being funny right now.
Anyone can be racist, man. What are you talking about?
No, it's prejudice.
It's prejudice, bro, not racist.
Prejudice and racism is two
Me and
different
Fifth
things.
Quarter had a 3-day argument on this, and I finally conceded because he started making sense.
Thank you.
If you got 3 days, give Fifth Quarter your time.
Exactly.
It's not the same. The system of racism is different than being an individual racist.
Well,
It's not the same.
I'll school you backstage.
Yeah, let's go back because I had the
always
same
open-
mindset.
I'm open to an education, but
I'm open to it too, but I mean,
it's not the same.
I'll school you
I had the same mindset.
by the true. You gotta understand. We'll talk about it backstage. Anyways,
oh.
all right, man. Whatever you say.
you believe Zeke will be at who training camp? What training camp? Yeah.
He'll be
Maybe
there
as
in
a
a
guest.
yeah, he'll be there as a guest, exactly. He'll be a visitor.
He'll be
Handing
at that
out
Chick-fil-A
towels.
training camp. He'll be at that McDonald's and Chick-fil-A training camp eating
Well,
fucking.
he'll be a running backs coach. Watch.
He'll make a video running around garbage can making that stupid noise.
Yeah. He'll be at that Chick-fil-A.
Oh, the
He'll be
grunting.
grunting like a
Yeah,
dog, bro.
they ran to Twitter last year. They were so excited. I hate. I don't want to use the word hate. Them people.
His best game was 40 yards and a hurdle.
Yeah.
And a touchdown.
Oh god.
Zeke was just.
Zeke couldn't make it in the XFL, in my opinion. That's how washed he was.
I knew when we got him last year that we were done.
He said, "Phil will ban me quick." No, I won't.
Fitz would ban me.
You don't want me involved in this discussion. I'm very well educated. Y'all talking to a pro-black, almost part of NBPP, but we'll talk about that later.
What happened? What I missed?
What the fuck? What's going on here, man?
That's the most ridiculous comment ever. No, it's not. All you gotta do is believe. It's not about belief. It's about what's actually.
Man.
We'll talk about that backstage.
This is about to be a whole ass debate.
Oh man, this is gonna be funny.
It's gonna be easy because I'm just gonna tell them the true definition of it, and it's gonna be over.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, listen, but one last thing though. One last thing. Me and Nate Dogg do not sound the same, bro.
Yes,
At all.
y'all. They got
No,
voices
they
deeper
don't.
than yours.
Yes, y'all
All
do.
right, Savage, what do you think? Do they sound the same?
They sound similar.
Don't they
Yes.
know?
That's not the same though. Similar does not mean the same.
I think it's because we're
It's a
younger. That's
synonym.
why.
The same
Yeah,
word.
it's probably because we're younger, but it's like his voice is way lower than mine.
His
Yeah,
voice is
Nate
Nate Dogg's
Dogg's
voice.
voice.
Is
He
a lot
said
lower.
a mature version of you. As you mature, your voice.
They're
deepens.
one age difference in
Like,
age.
Yeah, I'm 20.
Yeah, he's 20.
Nate Dogg, you're La Raza or what, bud?
Yep.
Ah, my brown brother.
Corner, you said you're from
You're not
Brownsville, right?
brown,
Oh, I
man.
know you.
Come on,
Oh,
man.
wait a minute, Corner. What you just your brown?
Corner, you're not brown, man. This is
This
brown.
man has never claimed being his. Now he want to claim it.
Hey, Nate Dogg, I want you to break this down from him, all right?
Ah, Christ.
Break this down from him, all right?
They always do
When I-
this.
My blood is Tejano. Would you
Yeah.
consider that Mexican?
Yes,
No, you wouldn't.
I think.
No, you wouldn't.
That didn't work
Some
out the
people
way you
would
thought it was
consider
about to
that
go.
Puerto Rican. Some people would consider that Puerto Rican Indian. The Tejano.
What?
That bloodline. Some people would consider that bloodline like a Puerto Rican, along like the Indians.
So Tejano came from it's short for like Texas, Mexico
Yeah.
is where it's where it originates from. So my ancestors way back in the day are from the Tejano region around Brownsville. Now, that was part of Mexico back in the day, obviously. But when Mexico got, bought out by the United States and all that war and all that stuff, it kind of stayed. But the culture around Tejano, we got our own music, Tejano music, is it's not really. Oh, I could dance Tejano too, baby. Reggaeton, cumbia, I dance to it all.
Yeah.
But anyway, whenever you get there, like it's not like Mexico. It's more Texas native Indian than it is Mexico.
But you're gonna laugh. I've dated Puerto Rican girls from Puerto Rico, and they've said the same thing. They're Tejano Indians. That was their background. They said.
Yeah. Well, maybe somewhere along the line we
Yeah.
get freaky. We do anybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Lord have mercy. All right, back on track. Oh, since I'm gonna school you
Bro,
backstage.
Now, having said that, Nate Dogg, do you think I'm still
not
Mexican?
lying. I'm open to education, but anybody
Are we
can be
still
racist,
doing
man.
that thing tomorrow night with
Nah, man.
Oh, Sports
Junkie
Junkie?
don't want no
Sports
smoke.
Junkie, I don't think so, man.
Oh, let me talk about this. Yo, so a couple weeks ago, Junkie called the crew out to do a debate, right?
Man.
He mentioned it, and he go on his channel. He talk about he ain't got nobody. He was asking people.
Yeah.
He ain't even brought it up, man. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Every clip I got of him saying the most ridiculous, delusional things ever, I'm gonna play him and I'm gonna fry him since he went ghost on me about this debate.
He don't want the smoke, man.
He said next Saturday when I asked him.
He said
it was-
he couldn't find
dude.
people on his channel.
Nate Dogg, it was next Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
Yo, Fifth, play this.
Oh,
He's
okay.
3 weeks late.
Yeah, man.
Play
So,
that.
like, it's been going on.
Fifth.
Corner. Do you package
Huh.
up 5th and 7th to get back in the 4th round?
Yes.
Is that enough?
I
Is
do
that
1/5.
enough?
I'll do 1/5, 1/7 to get back in the 4th. Yes, I would do that.
I would.
Is that enough?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because one of our
Might be
fifth
more.
round picks
It
is
might
like
be more.
is early.
Maybe at
So
the
yeah,
maybe at the bottom of the 4th, maybe.
yeah, it would be a bottom of the 4th pick though. It wouldn't be an early 4th.
It's gonna suck not having a 4th, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just
I
said
know.
that earlier in the stream too.
Yeah, it's gonna be, man.
But I have a feeling though what they're gonna do is they're gonna trade back, probably get Amika Buka or Luther Burden, like, and get the 4th round pick back.
So, Buka, well, you think Amika Buka top 20?
If I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I would like him more like in the mid-20s, but I don't think the Cowboys are gonna do that. And honestly, it's not worth risking it. I feel like I don't know.
Okay.
Although, in my opinion, though, I would get Derek Harmon instead in a trade back scenario. D tackle from Oregon. That's just me.
Ooh.
Wait, hold on. I got a question.
Who's
Would
that
you
talking?
guys, Nate Dogg,
Go ahead.
would you
That
trade
was
back?
slick, Fifth.
Would you trade back and get an extra 3rd rather than a 4th? Would you rather have two threes?
Ooh.
That's a good
Ooh.
question.
Yeah, I'd rather have 2 3s than a
Wait, what's the scenario though?
So
Just trade back in the 20s.
You wouldn't get a 2 3s.
No, you
No,
would
like,
get a free. So you would have two.
Counting our 3 and another 3.
No, if we go
no,
back
no,
to
no.
the 20s, I want a 2. If we're going back into the
Okay.
20s. We got to be careful trading back, though, because the Cardinals pick 16. And I don't see Amika Ibuka getting past the Cardinals. They're just going to throw him and Marvin Harrison back out there like they were in college. And we're unstoppable. So I don't have
Yeah,
a
we gotta play
problem.
them.
1, 2, 3. I'll go to the Falcons. I don't want to go past the Cardinals, to be honest with you. That's
But then you got to worry about the
Aguilar.
Cardinals jumping up after you move back.
drafted.
yeah, that happens all the time.
Savage, what do you think of Derek Harmon if we in a trade back scenario?
I like him. He's good. He's a Michigan State transfer. I think I can get big dudes round 2, round 3. You know what I'm trying to say? Round 4, round 5, round 6. There's giant, big, massive run stoppers. So I don't. If I'm going to invest my capital, if I'm going to invest on the D line early, it's going to be edge because I know I can get a D tackle in every other round. I like Alfred. I like Alfred Collins from Texas more than Harmon, and he's predicted late 2, early 3. Deone Walker, a back issue came up, but he's had the back issue for 15 years. And if he lets them operate on him, his career is over.
The senior story producer here.
He shouldn't, but
Pornhub advertisement.
I want average. I want defensive end. In 12 perfect world, I want McCall Williams out of Georgia. That's who I
Oh
want.
yeah, he was gonna be a stud in the NFL.
A lot of people aren't high on him for some reason.
See,
Uh,
just
6'6", 260. All you gotta do is watch both Georgia, Texas games.
Yeah.
He lines up at D tackle, he lines up at edge, but in the NFL, he's going to have to be an edge. And he's just, man, do you really want these kids going to Philadelphia, man? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Him and Micah would be a good duo.
Yeah, you can rush them from the same side, and who you gonna double? Who you gonna double team? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Corner, what positive do you see going into this season about Schottenheimer, or something you like?
It's hard to say right now, but I'm going to give you an answer.
Okay.
There's a lot of potential. All right. That is the 2025 word,
The
potential.
word of the year.
Yep. So when you look at Schottenheimer, and what I'm going off of is the press conference, right? There was a lot of things that Schottenheimer disagreed with Mike McCarthy on. What are those things? Maybe the running game. Because you look at the running game, bringing in Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, that kind of sets the tone of we're going to run the ball. Mike McCarthy said it, but he wasn't about it. He talked, but he didn't walk, right? Schottenheimer looks like he's really going to put Wacky Dacky Wacky Packy in the best scenario and give him a running game. So double dipping for running backs is probably not too far off on our draft. I'm going to keep this sheet for the draft. And if we draft a wide receiver, 2 running backs, a tight end, an O-line, a corner, a safety, 2 defensive tackles, and a DN, we fucking hit it on the money, right? Like, and I can see them doing all this. But when you look at this as a whole, if he's truly, truly going to run this ball and be different from Mike, that's what I like. Run the ball.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. For me, like, everybody can talk a good game.
You all right over there, Savage?
Yeah, I'm just going through all my books.
Fucking hyped.
Having
Going
that
through all
he
my books.
been a head coach. It's just a lot of things he said, like, I'm going to take Dak and we're going to win a Super Bowl. And
Right.
it's just that type of talk that bugs me. Like, come on,
Same.
man. Let's the car running first before you say you're going to win the Daytona 500. Can we get the car at least running first? You know, but he talks the right talk. He actually says a lot of stuff that we say on here that McCarthy should have did.
Mhm.
All right.
There's a lot of stuff that we talked about, like, why did McCarthy do this? He actually said when he talked, like, you should have did this. We're going to focus on this. So he says a lot of the right things. I hope that he has the power from Jerry to do this stuff without Jerry trying to be, influential on how the man runs the team. Because if Prescott fails, the Daccaronis can't wait to blame Jerry for putting Schottenheimer in there.
Mhm.
Yep.
I can say he says the right. Says all the things. Like, there's stuff that we talk about as far as the running game and the receivers and things that should have happened. So that's the only positive I can find in it, that he talks how he should. Like, McCarthy talked with, like, McCarthy got there and said that he lied about watching all that. He lied to us. He finessed the job.
He was there for the money.
And he
He was-
laughed about it.
He didn't watch shit. He didn't watch shit.
He was there for the money. He didn't watch nothing. He even
And then
said,
he laughed about it.
yeah, he lied. He lied. Then he said that he was thinking. He followed the analytics. Now he lied. He lied to get a job because he was at the house.
Yep.
Schottenheimer seems like he really wants to try to win with this organization. I never liked the move, but I'm gonna give a man, the respect and the patience that he deserved to have as a head coach for the team, and I hope he can really try to turn this team around. What's up, Carter?
No. I think you're saying the right things. But you know who he grew up watching? It was his dad, who was a longtime coach in the NFL. So he don't have the experience as a head coach, but he was able to work with a head coach who was very successful. His dad, Pete Carroll. A lot of these guys, he was very successful at the college level. So to be successful at the college level, you got to be able to lead. You got to be able to coach. That has translated to the NFL. I know it's cliche, but look at all the guys that have Schottenheimer's back. Look at all the guys that were at his press conference. A lot of guys, because he knows how to say the right thing. Now, you can say the right thing, but is it coming out of your mouth and you're putting into action, or coming out of your ass and you just sitting down?
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
When his dad played, I mean, when his dad coached, usually the teams had big, aggressive offensive linemen. So I don't know if we're going to go out and grab one or I don't know.
I mean,
That was
wasn't he
30 years
wasn't he the coach with LT? Tomlinson and
Oh, was
Yeah.
it?
when they were in San
Yep,
Diego?
he
I
was.
believe
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Joe Montana when he was on the Chiefs.
yeah. So he know how to coach a running game
How you
if he following in his dad's footsteps.
How you feel about Schottenheimer, Cool Cowboy?
Honestly, I'm gonna give him a chance. Even though I did not like the hire at first, I feel like we could have gone someone better. But I gotta give a man a chance. I'm not just gonna dunk on him when the season hasn't even started. Although I will say, I feel like he's set up to fail, man. Because like I said before, and like we've all said, Dak Prescott is not a quarterback that's gonna win you anything, guys. I mean, we all agree on that. Dak Prescott, even if you like him, you can't deny he's getting even the pro Dak YouTubers I'm starting to see, they're even admitting that he's injury prone and he's getting too old. They're starting to finally maybe have a sense of realization that he's not the guy. But Schottenheimer, I feel like hopefully he can improve the run game, but apart from that, I don't know. I don't really have much to say. I do feel bad for him, though. I feel like he's in a place to fail because of the quarterback.
I agree.
But here's the deal though, right? Coaching matters.
Right.
That's what I was saying over there on Sports Junkies channel. We keep skipping a step.
Mhm.
If Mike McCarthy was a better coach, we probably won more playoff games and probably got to an NFC Championship game. If Jason Garrett was a better coach, we probably showed up in those win or go homes, or we wouldn't even be in those situations of win or go home.
Right.
Coaching matters. If Joe Flacco, if Eli Manning, if Jalen Hurts can put themselves in a situation, in a system where it works for them, because Eli Manning got carried by that defense. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
It can work with Prescott as much as we hate to admit it. But that's a good thing because we got the right pieces in here that identifies it and coaches it. It's a big task. Don't get me wrong. It's a big task. But how do they fix it? You want to be a good coach? You see shitty play? Bench a guy, whether that's Dak Prescott or not.
Right.
That sets the tone. Can Schottenheimer do it?
Yeah, I think in order to win, you have to do the way they did Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, Eli Manning, Joe Flacco. They built stout defenses and run games and took the ball out of the quarterback's hand. That is how you're going to carry Dak Prescott to a championship. Because Dak is not going to carry you to the championship.
No,
you have to carry him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Basically, keep the ball out of his hands.
Essentially, yeah. Just don't make mistakes, which is the biggest problem.
Nate Dogg, how you feel about Shoddy?
I will say it does feel like he has a clear vision of what he wants to do, which is run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that doesn't affect like the passing game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like making the passing game too
Vanilla.
I don't know, I guess predictable or too
but too vanilla.
yeah.
So
I don't know. That X's and O comment rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay, so good point, Nate Dogg. Let me rebuttal here if you don't mind. Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson statistically had a good year, and they did that for running the football. You look at Tony Romo under Scott Linehan. They ran the ball. Statistically, that was Tony Romo's best year. You can run the ball effectively, and that only benefits your wide receivers. Period.
Yeah.
So it ain't taking away anything. All it's doing is making the engine run more fluently. It's a fresh overhaul on that 6NZ. That's what that does for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, 6NZ is the best cat motor out there.
Uncensored, how you feel about Shoddy this year, man, coming in the head coach with this team?
I'm a I'm gonna keep my ears and eyes open and hope that he can pull out something. You got to give him a shot. First time head coach, you don't know what his structure is gonna be.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
just don't like that they didn't bring in any head coaches from a winning organization.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Wait,
with
say,
that.
say that last part again.
They didn't bring in any coaches this offseason from a winning organization.
For like assistant coaches, positional coaches, you mean?
Yeah, none of them
Yeah.
came from a team that had a winning record last year.
Okay.
Oh. Danny Savage, man, what you got going in for Schottenheimer? And give a little your thoughts on his pops too as a head coach.
His father was a run and grind type of head coach, old school style of coaching. He also was a player's coach. The players liked playing for his dad. He was just great in the regular season, and he just seemed to fall apart in the playoffs.
Right.
For his son, you got to give the kid a chance, but I just feel the window has closed because there was a lot of years that the NFC East was straight garbage. And right now the NFC East has 3 other good teams in it. So I just think, before anyone can start talking championship, you got to win the East. And that's not going to be an easy task.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got to give the kid a chance. But,
Eshan, Schottenheimer, what you got, man?
No, I think, all of us, as this concerns with all of us, it's to be determined right now, right? None of us really know how this season will play out, how he'll coach. I think this is the weirdest season I've ever experienced, and that it's the most blank slate of a season I've experienced. It'll be, but I also have no optimism heading into the season. So it's a weird kind of a thing for me because it's, on the one hand, I agree. I mean, none of us know how Schottenheimer will end up being up until we see him on the field. So we can say right now anything we want to say about it, but none of us will really know. But I mean, as far as positives right now, just from that standpoint, up until we see him on game day, I can't say anything that's positive for me right now. But that isn't to say that it won't be necessarily when we're playing the games. It's just saying that he'll run the ball is one thing, doing it's another thing. So my biggest thing is just because McCarthy said a lot, but he didn't do anything. He said he was going to run the ball. He said he was going to do this and, take the ball out of Dak's hands, but nothing materialized on the field. Now, it may be different with Schottenheimer. Again, we don't know as of right now, but just based off of that, I just kind of I'm at a point with him. I didn't like the hire personally. I felt the way they hired him was cheap, and I felt that it was just last minute and out of the blue. But I want to give him a chance, like everyone else. I just, as of right now, who knows how it'll turn out. And this is just, I'm very curious to see how it'll play out. I'll put it that way. And I hope, he ends up being a good coach. But I just, as of right now, I don't know if any of us can really say for certain he will be. So that's kind of where I am with it right now.
Okay. Yeah, everybody kind of got pretty much the same sentiments of him. Get a guy a chance. Hopefully he can. I'm just afraid that because I have no doubt that the season is going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid that the internet is going to rip him apart. Oh, he never was a head coach. Dak never had a chance because Jerry didn't give him. I just hate that. That's what's going to happen.
He's going to be Dak's scapegoat, 100%.
It's going to happen.
He's going to be Dak's scapegoat, 1,000%. Yeah.
That's why you just can't argue with Dak fans.
No,
I
man.
won't. I refuse to. It's
Same
a
here.
waste of time.
I'm sorry, but
That playmaker dude proved why arguing with Dak fans is a waste of time.
Yeah, man. Fuck that.
Crazy, man.
They're going to constantly blame him. This man is going in on his third head coach. All players, anybody that's on that payroll that touches that field on a Sunday is a completely different person over the past 10 years. Everybody is new except for this same guy, man. And nothing changed. The same interceptions, the same misreading, the same deer in headlights look. Nothing has changed, man. We
Nothing has
we had a 3-year window because we had a top 6 defense, we had a top 10 wide receiver, and we had a top 10 running back.
Yep.
And we still top 50 quarterback.
Yep.
That was the difference. And those 12 and 5 show. And I'm not 100% blaming him, but when the ball was back in his hand, it was his turn to show why he got paid and why he was trying to get another contract, and he just didn't get the job done. And I'm never trying to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it's just that he can't get it done, man. He's not the guy, you know. And they always praise those good years of, Dak took the team to this, and his numbers was this. I don't think that even the case no more. I think you've seen the best of what Dak numbers can reach. 100%. I think he reached the 3,000 plus yards and the 25 plus. I think he's reached his peak. Like, I didn't even know that you guys said last year he was on pace for double-digit interceptions.
17 picks he was on pace for last year. He had 8 halfway through the season, and he missed half the season.
What was our record when he got hurt?
3 and 5.
3 and 5. 3 and 5.
He had 11 touchdowns and 8 picks, on pace for 17 picks. That's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
That is. He had multiple picks in multiple games.
But why though? Look at his attempts. How many attempts did he have?
I think plus 35 in all of the games. I don't think he.
Yeah, you can't do that with a quarterback like Dak Prescott.
No, 100%. I agree. But I mean, that's disgusting, man. He had,
and that falls on Mike McCarthy, low key.
No, for sure. I agree.
I mean, remember how bad the running game was in the first half of the season? It was
because because they kept pushing the Zeke narrative. It was all washed up bullshit.
Here we
The
go.
minute we signed Zeke, that was when the season ended.
All those
Rico Dowdle should have been started.
Oh yeah.
See,
Agreed.
Jay, you be missing the point, man.
Top 6 defense, maybe right.
You missing the point. When we was in those playoff games and our defense gave us multiple chances to win. Okay, cool. We talk about the can't stop the run. All right. So we can't praise Dak Prescott and then leave out his, mishaps or whatever. But then skip over when the defense gave him multiple opportunities. In those big moments where we needed our quarterback to step up because the defense stepped up, what did he do? We could talk about we can't stop the run, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. It don't matter. We stopped some of the best quarterbacks in the game when we needed to, and all we needed was our quarterback to do his job. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a season as a whole. I'm not talking about overall. I'm talking about when the moment mattered. And our defense, guys like Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Jordan Lewis, Trayvon Diggs, DeRon Bland, Osa, when all those guys stepped up and did what they needed to do in certain moments, and they stopped some of these good quarterbacks and some of these high-power offenses, our quarterback let us down. Those are the moments I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the overall ranking. I'm talking about when the lights was the brightest and we needed to show up and show out, and our guy didn't get it done. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Yep.
Okay, I'm not talking about that, bro. You missed him up. I'm talking about. Listen,
it's about moments,
bro. The moments. Like I use this reference all the time. Buster Douglas wasn't a better fighter than Mike Tyson, but he beat him in that moment. All I need to be is better than you that night. Dak wasn't better than Pat Mahomes, but our defense gave him a chance to be that night. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it mattered when the lights are the brightest. Jalen Hurts not the best quarterback, and they took away his best weapon. And when he needed to throw and when he needed to run and make smart decisions, he's did. So I'm not talking about overall ranking. I'm talking about the moments when a quarterback has to prove that he's the guy. In those moments, Dak Prescott didn't do it. And, that's all I can go by, man. I understand our defense let us down plenty of time, but it's moments that they stood tall and gave the offense a chance, man, and they just couldn't get it done. And it's not just him. CeeDee Lamb drop passes, tight end drop passes, guys getting Dak sacked. It's not just him alone, man, but I'm just saying, when I was deep, we were top 6 statistically. So you ain't got to put the question marks. I'm giving you real numbers. Go look it up. That's not a joke. They proved that they was top 6. They did what they needed to do, and our offense let us down, man. If that makes you feel better, I just say the whole offense. I know people feel away when I single out press. Just the offense let us down.
But no,
I mean, in 2022, though, I feel like it was. I'm not talking about 2023, but in the second 49ers wild card game, the 9-12, you cannot even blame the defense one bit, bro. They held them to 12 points. You couldn't get more than 12 points.
Yeah, 19-12. Yeah.
any big game, you can tell in his face he has that deer in the headlights.
The headlights look.
He's
held
like
him twice
nervous.
in previous years.
He's like, that's
Not
regular season big games.
Yeah, no, any big game, period, across the board. Regular
He
season
falls
playoff.
apart under
Okay,
pressure.
Jay, I understand, Jay, but when our defense hold one of the best offensive teams to 19 points, nobody is running wild on them.
23
You're not running wild on
19.
nobody when you only got 19. And that's what we did. We held them to that. And our quarterback didn't step up, man. Anybody, how these guys claim Dak is that good? If you hold that team to 19, Kittle and Debo them and Ayuk and them that year, if you hold them to 19, you think your offense finna go out there and do the damn thing. All we need is 20.
Yep.
What did we held Kansas City to that one year?
19.
19 as well. 19 as well.
Come on, man.
First team to do that.
Come on. What are we talking
19 and
about?
9 was the score in that game.
We
And
get
Dak
the
had
ball
some
back.
picks.
The offense we get the ball back and the chance to score. See, I'm talking about in the big moments. Y'all like to go to the overall thing. That's why they try to play that whole Dak runner up for MVP and he did this and did that. What about the big moments? That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big moments where we had that window of winning, where we were like one of the highest scoring offenses in the league, where we were like defense was talked about every week on every show with INTs and sacks, and we was talked about every week. Those moments, those years, there's what I'm talking about. And our quarterback let us down, man. Those are the moments I focus on. I don't focus on a whole year worth of stats. I'm talking about that one game, man.
Yeah. No, the two 49er playoff games, the defense did enough to win both of those games. 23 points and then 19 points in both 49er playoff games, man. So I don't want to hear it.
See, we can reference the games with Dak Prescott. We can reference good games. We can reference bad games.
Right.
But what I look at with Prescott is when you boil it down, he still has shitty footwork. He used to go to quarterback camps his first 6 years in the league.
Yep.
And his footwork never got better. You look at the report Jane Slater put out 2 years ago. A wide receiver told Jane Slater that Dak panics on the first read. That was a 7-year starter at the time when that report came out. When you look at Dak Prescott as a whole, there comes a point in time when you can say, you know what, he was good, but he wasn't good enough. And sometimes you have to move on from a guy that isn't good enough and give me somebody who is. And that's the problem with the Cowboys. And I get it. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. But I'd rather gamble. When I go to the casino, I don't know if I'm going to win. The only way I know I'm going to win is if I play.
If you try,
The Cowboys are only going to be able to know if they're going to win and fighting a new quarterback is if they play. Trading for Joe Milton doesn't really play it for me.
No.
Drafting a guy in the first round like they did at Detroit Aikman, that tells me something. Not every draft pick's going to hit, but we have to get out of our comfort zone and live a little.
Yeah.
We have to be able to go and say, you know what, Dak, thank you. You beat a lot of teams. We had 36 wins. We did this, we did that, but you didn't do it for us. You weren't good enough to get us 20 points on multiple occasions. You weren't good enough to go score against. And I get it. The other side of the ball, they have to stop this offense, but it shouldn't be that damn easy to stop the offense when your quarterback is stopping its own offense.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the problem. We can reference all these games, but when you boil it to it, there's an it. And Dak doesn't have the it.
I agree wholeheartedly. He's just is what he is, man. And I just think that's ultimately what it is, right? So
Jalen Hurts has the it. That's why he won the Super Bowl. He stepped up in the big moments.
I just it drives me nuts whenever people are trying to debate that this guy is, elite and shit. I just don't. It drives me crazy.
Elite is one of the elite and generation are the two most overused words in football.
No, man.
Those guys looking at fantasy football numbers.
For some of the Cats on Junkie show to say that Dak is one of the top quarterbacks in the league, I don't know, man.
He said he was the top.
He was the top,
quarterback.
right? I don't know what the fuck to say to that, man. I mean, that is crazy.
The only way he's the top quarterback is
too much screaming on that show, man. I can't handle it.
But we got to stop using the word elite when it comes to Dak Prescott. He's not elite. He's not good.
Nope.
What he is he's not good enough.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
Yep.
what he is.
100%.
He cannot put the team on his shoulders and
No,
carry
not at
the
all.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, he can't.
I mean, I don't know, but do we realize that he's had every variation of a team that we can possibly have? Bad
Yep.
defense, good
Yeah.
defense,
Yeah.
bad offense, good offense. He's had every variation of a team, and we've not made it out of the divisional round. And people
You
are
just
trying
have to learn how to just move on.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know,
They,
man. This
they
is
just blame everybody else except Dak.
it's
Because whenever because it hurts your team. I mean, Uncensored just went to the numbers: $140 million cap hit if you were to cut him today.
Mhm.
We're stuck with him.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Up until 2027.
Yeah,
stuck.
we're stuck with him
So-
for the next 2 years.
So when we talk about Schottenheimer, what we just did, Schottenheimer has to fix this mess with Dak. How do you get Dak to do good footwork? When he went to people, he has a football field in his backyard.
Right, 100%.
How you that bad with cinder block feet?
If Schottenheimer is that serious about running the ball, you can probably trade back twice in the first round.
Yeah.
And get yourself still a monster offensive lineman and a monster running back, plus extra picks in round 2 for defensive linemen, if he's that serious. Because I believe it was the Travis Frederick draft. We traded back twice in the Travis Frederick draft, and we took Travis, I believe, the last pick in round 1. You know, so if they're that serious, they can do that. But do we really think Dallas is going to let him make the moves? It's going to be, you know, Stephen Jones and Will McClay doing everything, you know? The same guys who traded a 4th for Mingo are going to be.
Yeah.
And Trey
Yeah.
Lance,
And Trey Lance.
Well,
who
no,
just
the
signed
Mingo-
with the Chargers.
The Mingo thing is 100% Steven, man. Jerry probably doesn't even know who that guy
Yeah.
is.
He
A
doesn't know
lot
who
of
he
these
is.
a lot of these early moves are all Steven. Todd France just did a podcast speaking behind the scenes of Prescott's contract. They were like, Todd France said they were like 90% sure they weren't going to get a deal in the season. Stephen Jones woke up at 7 in the morning. It was 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 because they were with the Browns. They were on the East Coast time, and they said, "All right, let's do the numbers." Stephen Jones woke up at 7 and got the deal done.
Yeah.
Jerry had no part of that Dak Prescott contract. No part.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jerry only negotiates with the guys that he likes. There's a
Yeah.
trend there.
No, for sure.
There's a trend there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man. If we just didn't pay this fucking dude, man. God damn, man. Fuck.
I
So,
hate it,
Who's
bro.
Hey,
responsible for
I'm gonna
that
get
horrible
out of
Olsen
here.
Contract.
take it
Hey,
easy,
I'm
corner.
about to
All right,
end it
corner.
anyway, so I can get
See ya,
this-
corner.
All right, see you guys. Hey, safety preacher fifth. You guys have a good one.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Man, it's just frustrating, man, that this one fucking dude sets us back. God.
Next 2 years, forget about everything. Listen,
no,
I know
yeah,
you have to. I know because we have him, we have to try to win with them because we have no other choice. But if we're gonna be real with ourselves, we've already tried everything we can. There's nothing more we can do at this point.
No, but according to the Dakarones, you gotta give him still everything, as if he's not being paid the highest paid in the league.
And
You
he's
can't
still
have a
gonna
first
get
round
worse.
pick everywhere, though.
And he's still going to get worse and worse, though, Dak.
100%. He's
Oh yeah.
That's why you have to spend the next 2 years building the foundation of this team.
Yeah.
That you got, so whoever comes in after him has something to work with.
Yeah.
Next year, that's the year you draft a quarterback.
Do you realize he's gonna be 32 in July? Yeah.
Oh, I already knew that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not old according to Playmaker or excuse maker.
Yeah. No, for that dude to sit up there and say that he's not injury prone, and then say that Dak is as mobile as Mahomes and all the other motherfucking shit that guy was.
Yeah, that was
That's crazy.
Yo, guys, guess what? He's as good as Troy Aikman,
Yeah.
according to him.
He
No.
pissed me off, but the one that made me laugh because it was just unbelievably dumb was, he's played pretend but technically 8, the most idiotic thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't debate idiots, man. Fuck that.
That's really
Okay, even if it's still 8 years, dog. Like that point, you're done.
No, I was gonna say, okay, I give him. I was gonna, just play out the situation. It's like, you know what? I'll give you 8 seasons. I can still name a bunch of playoff games that he's shat the bed in 8 seasons. If you want to discount the last 2, I was like, that's so stupid, man.
Yeah, no,
you're really
There are-
grasping at straws if you're doing that. That's just grasping at it at that point. I don't know.
Would you be honest? Do you think these guys will ever give up on this guy? Because I don't see them ever giving up on this guy.
I don't know.
Ever giving up? I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I think these fans are all like, the hot guys and all that. Like, I mean, they'll gravitate to whoever's the best player. Or whatever. Like, if we get Shador, people are gonna stab Dak in the back for sure. But I just think the way that some of these guys talk about Dak, it's just ridiculous. The way that some of these players treat this dude. I mean, the level
There's
of
a lot of players
attachment-
that don't like him in the locker room.
Yeah, I'm talking about the content creators. Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just think
they're
that
just a
in the
bunch.
locker room, I got you, but in just our fan base, man, some of these guys have unbelievable attachment to him.
I mean, have you seen the attack guy?
Yeah,
He
I don't
called
watch
Mingo
his
the
channel.
secret weapon of the offense.
and he's had one snap.
Oh my god.
That dude is
Oh.
Be a slow day for him.
I bet you I mean, obviously I have no idea, but I bet you the guys who are in the locker room or against Dak Prescott is probably the defense because they're probably sick of him not being able to score 20 points whenever they hold like a good team to 19.
They're sick of
Hey,
him getting $500 million.
Yeah,
Hey, Fifth,
What's up, brother?
I got a bone to pick with you, man.
What's up?
You said Turpin can be a slot receiver.
Yeah.
With
said he's-
31 catches last year, 460 something yards, and 80 of that came on one catch. You
And
want to
that-
send that little dude over the middle.
And get what that 80 was. A slot that was in the slot.
Yeah. But it
Right,
wasn't
he
from
did-
Dak Prescott.
But he didn't even have that many snaps though.
Because he's not a full-time wide receiver for the slot.
He's a gadget player.
Yes.
Man, I say put him in there, man. I wouldn't have no problem with it, man.
And that dude gonna be in a hospital bed
Don't you think he's
with
gonna
a
get
full
killed,
body
though, man? He's
cast on by week 6 if you run him in the slot all the time.
I feel like him and Tolbert should switch out. Like, I don't know.
Didn't they make a change just recently to some special teams rule or something like that?
Yeah, it's kickoffs at the 35 now. That's
yeah, and apparently that's almost at midfield, man.
all you
So-
need is 15 yards
all
and
you
then
need
you
is
can
15
trot
yards.
out Aubrey.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, that's good for us though because if we only need 15 yards, Aubrey's got a monster leg, so that's actually good for us.
Aubrey is the
funny
worst
thing,
thing
But
to
will that
happen to
make-
the Cowboys, man.
That's
Will
the
that
worst
make us
thing. I was about to say,
conservative?
That's the one thing.
Aubrey is the worst thing to happen to the Cowboys.
If we think we were conservative last year,
Big Mike played for field goals.
He
absolutely
did.
Yeah.
He did. He
Yeah.
definitely
played
did.
for field goals.
if we think we were conservative last year, just watch, man. This is gonna be
And as soon as they touched that logo, they got conservative.
that is crazy. That is bad, man.
like Steph Curry, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
bad season, man.
It's gonna be hard, but like I said,
Yeah.
it'll make for a better draft pick next year because they're not winning double-digit games this year.
I know.
No, sir. No, sir.
With that schedule, all those playoff teams,
I
I
don't
got
that are
3 and 14. I got
the 3 and 14 will actually come true this year.
those are last.
I mean, 3 and 14. That's prime quarterback range. There's a lot of good quarterbacks next year.
I
No,
got
this
five.
was trying to get that hard.
because
super
we
hard
also
last year.
don't know if injuries are going to happen again this year. Very quickly, this is a 3 and 14 team.
With
Very
Dak, it's almost. I don't wish injury on him, of course not. But I mean, it's almost a guarantee at this point, man. 4 of the last 5 seasons has been hurt. That's a track record.
He'll
So-
miss a couple.
So I mean, I don't wish injury on him, of course not. But I mean, just based off of the history, injured 4 of the last 5 seasons, and on top of that, you're turning 32. I think it's almost a guarantee he'll get hurt at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want it, of course not. But I mean, I don't see. I mean, I think it's a fact, man. I don't know.
Man, just
Right.
give me a quarterback that can run play action bootleg.
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 No, man, it's a guarantee. I think by week 6 or 7 he's gonna be
Yo, Savage has been on one in the group chat.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Man.
it's been 2:30. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all.
All right, man.
Salute to everybody.
Pass that collection plate around on the way out.
Preacher Fifth.
Preacher fifth.
See, I wasn't even gonna go